Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, Love and Light. When we think about our life journey, the path that we take, the road that we walk, how we started out, where we evolved from, right, to who we are today, to where our sights lead us for tomorrow. Like what we're enacting in our present moment that will make our intended future reality, that manifestation, if you will, that effortlessly attracts to you, right? Sometimes when we walk our journey, our life's journey, we get hung up on one aspect or another, and it puts a metaphorical block in front, right, of your path, telling you that you have to divert, or that you have to stop and go back, or that you should retrace and figure out where you went wrong. But that may not always be the case, because our life journey was meant for us to face different forms, different roads, different aspects, if you will, of our inner selves. Because you don't know, I don't know for sure, whether or not we came here with certain baggage from past lives or ancestors, right? To try to fix their perceived wrongs or their left turns, if you will, or them allowing the illusion of metaphoric block to stop them. And that does happen. We do incarnate on earth for a multitude of reasons, and one of them could be to right a wrong. So if you may be or may have found yourself in a position that you don't realize or understand how you could have maybe were guided that way, maybe it was something that you needed to overcome and help your legacy. Apparently, confirmation. Dogs are barking. So they are speaking. I don't know what they're saying specifically, but what I do know is that you shouldn't be dissuaded by any path that you could have taken. That every present moment gives you the perfect opportunity to clarify, to use your discernment, your intuition, to lean on your gut feeling, to find the value in whatever lesson that you learned or may be going through currently. Because in order to proceed further, you need to overcome, right? And those are big words, and I get that, because it could be a multitude of things that could be limiting or preventing or perceived halts or stops in your journey. And, they could be for whatever the reason. But what I do know is that you are strong enough and brave enough to go through whatever the challenge may be, and that you can and will overcome and achieve your goal when you put forward motion, a pivoted mindset, the willingness, the adaptability to see things from a higher perception, where maybe you don't understand why you might be enduring or in the middle of, or surrounded by energy that may not have even initiated from you, but could have been directed toward you in order for you to recognize whatever that lesson may be. And sometimes you have to think about it, because it seems so uncanny, but really nothing is uncanny. Nothing is coincidental, and nothing happens without a reason. And it could very well be the yin, the yang, the 360, cause and effect, if you will, what goes around comes around. Or it could be your ability to know your strength, your stamina, and your courage. And you volunteered to right wrongs from the past by maybe reliving them and putting a different spin. You know, your bird's eye view, if you will, could very well enlighten your entire legacy and free you of, and your future legacy. Don't forget that, because sometimes it carries from generation to generation. But what you do need to know is that we all carry the ability to use our free will to lift whatever perceived limitation might be before us, and not only achieve, but conquer, if you will, with forward, positive, loving motion. And you have control of that. And if you would like any help along your journey, whether you're still walking your path of the matrix, so to speak, or if you're just beginning to awaken and see that the world is much larger than maybe what you once perceived, or that your abilities, your achievements, you know, they're within your control. So where do you find yourself in your future? Have you thought about where your path is leading you? Do you want to make changes? Is your inner guidance telling you that maybe if you look at situations in a heart space of loving, compassionate understanding, and not just for one, but for the entirety, for the fairness of the whole, right? Because although we may be individuals, and although we may be interconnected through energy and, you know, light essence, we still have the ability to sometimes forget who we are, but we always have that nudge pushing us to remember. So if you would like any type of clarity on where you stand, where you are, or where you're going, and you're not able to recognize the nudges, the signs, the synchronicities, or you're still in a position where you hold doubt, you have a free space with me, and we can iron it all out. A nice even road, a nice level playing field will not only elevate you, me, your environment, your energy, but it will also ripple through and affect others. Because we all know that emotions, feelings, sensations, they can be shared, they can be projected, they can be used in a multitude of ways. But when your intent is to do good, to help your fellow man, animal, environment, Mother Earth, then that holds a lot of merit in the spirit world. And you're being applauded for that. Because it's not so easy to do the right thing all the time. But it comes with learning lessons whenever we do stumble and fall. So don't beat yourself up, not at all. And if you need me, reach out, because I'm always here. And what I can do is shine light on what it is that, you know, you might need to work on to, you know, regain the value of and lose the burden from. My lovely collective, I'm sending you courageous boldness with strength, love, and light. Not just for you, not just for your higher you or your inner child or for even everyone around you, but directly to Mother Earth, so that she too can add to your vibration by sharing energy with you, no matter where you are. My lovely collective, shine bright, be the star that you are, and own whatever road you're on, because you are in control. You hold the power to stay there, to elevate from there, to pivot, to adapt, to receive wise words of wisdom, nuggets of knowledge, and clear clarity from me to you. Always positive energy. Have a great day, no matter what day it may be that you see me. Love and light.